Hi my friend, this is Pat Sloan and you are in the Sloan Zone. My channel, if you're new to it, is about quilting, but also a lot of other things that I do. So I will bring in and weave through topics for our sew-alongs that might have like desserts. So we'll talk a lot about desserts or home or gardening, you know, life in general. Today is another block in the Secret Lives of Color. So we're doing the sew along by using the chapters here to create blocks. And the chapter today is called Lead Tin Yellow. And it is a mysterious color that got lost in time and then refound again in the 1940s when a researcher was trying to figure something out and discovered that there was this color paint used in the old masters that had kind of been lost. You know, nobody actually knew it existed. So that is pretty fascinating. The color itself is a lot of green. It's a greenish yellow. So my hunting around in my bin came up with this one. I'm on a 3-inch block, 963, depending on how the row goes. And I'm on a 3-inch block. This is what the fabric looks like in full. I believe it was either a Cotton and Steel or a Ruby Society. I don't know where in their life cycle they were making this one, those designers, but this was one of theirs. And I actually had a little piece of it folded in with this. I had another square. And I love when I do that because I actually hadn't cut this up. For some reason, I had just folded it back in, which meant I could get everything I needed for this block out of that square. The other side that I'm using is something I've had for a while and I like it, but I'm not that keen on it. That white. Now can you see, I'm going to hold this up for you again. I'm going to hold it up real close. Can you see? Yes, you can see the lettering right here. It is a tone on tone. Now let me show you the whole piece. I got this, I believe it's Japanese fabric. And I think I bought like a packet with a couple of colors. So I'm not sure if you can see it. See how it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I'm not sure if you can see the printing, but there's big text and small text on here. So I've decided this is all I have of it. I think it was fat quarters. So this is going in the Secret Lives of Color bin so that I can use it up. Yeah, because I have struggled to use it because it just reads solid from any distance. It's kind of an up close and personal fabric, so I thought perfect, it's going to go in this quilt. Now my bin is kind of a mess for the Secret Lives of Color right now. I want to show you. This is the bin that I'm working in. I don't know how it got so messy. So today, I mean, I've got like some colors in here for the alternate. You know, like here my alternate is white, but I've done a lot of them. Like here it was the green, the pinks, and the teals is what I'm using. So what I need to do is take everything out of here, refold it, because I really don't want a second bin. I just want to use one bin. And I will also, I think, go through my yellows here. I'm just going to pull this over in a second. And I think I'll pull the rest of the yellow, shades of yellow, so I have them all pulled for the whole yellow section from the book. Okay. Oh, also, several of you have written that you got the word color spelled the non-American way, which is the way it's spelled in many other countries that are English-based languages, the British, the Australians, probably the Canadians. A lot of people spell color a different way than we do. It's all the same book. The author is British, so you might see, I think the paperback in particular has color spelled with a U in there. Okay, yellow, yellow, everything yellow. Okay, when I showed you these the other day, I did have that one sort of egg yolk fabric, so I am going to keep that one. It has to go in this yellow section. It will match something because it's so darn cute. So I'm going to get that. My yellow bin, okay, here it is. So I have the yellow bin. It's fairly tidy. This is how my bins generally are. You know, I might take the chance today to go through and resort it by sort of shades. I generally like to do that, but then as I'm working, I just shove stuff back in and it just gets a little bit messy. But since I'm going to pull all the rest of the colors, I think I will also tidy that up. And I just got in from the Fat Quarter Shop from their subscription of the So Colorful bundles. This one, you know, because fabric is delayed, it says June on there because this would normally have been set in June, but apparently some of the fabric for it was way delayed. Let's take a look at what's in here though, because yellow, as you've now know, was my first favorite color, and I'm still extremely partial to yellow. I love, love, love yellow. My nice big yellow bin makes me happy. So I want to see, now when you get this subscription, you also get this chart that tells you what all of the fabrics are, so that if you know, these are fat quarters, so if you see one of them and you're like, oh, I need that for a border or backing, or I'm going to do a whole quilt with a lot of yellow in the blocks, yeah, then you need more. Okay, let's take a look at it, because what's cool is that this also has all the different shadings. I love that by these bundles, because they don't just sort of stay in one shade. They generally go to dark to light. So this has got pink polka dot on it. Ah, look at the umbrellas. Oh my goodness, that is super cute. I like the umbrellas. You know me, love my novelty prints. This is a really neat texture. It looks kind of like basket weave, but when you're up close, they're actually little individual shapes. Tiny little, looks like animal paws. So you can put whatever animal you want, animal paw. There's a beautiful flower. That's like a chrysanthemum type, or mums, yeah. More tiny little daisy flower. Chicken feet. Now this is a pretty bright yellow, so I'm going to see if any of those colors need a really bright yellow. Not that I don't have a few in there. I'll have to use that sunglasses block. That'll probably be the bright. Now we're down into a different shades. Do you see how different this is? Look, totally different shades of yellow. This would be like a separate quilt from this grouping. This, you know, this grouping would be one quilt. That first grouping may be a different quilt. So for sort of buttery, soft and buttery prints. Small scale, the plaid was really good. These dots are always amazing. Give me a dot any day, any size, any distance apart. Tiny little flowers. Ah, there's the sun. Oh, you're seeing it upside down, but the sun, that is cool. Another wonderful floral and a little stripe. Gotta love that. And a little hash marks, another little textured print. Okay, that's a super good bundle for me to look at for the colors. Plus, I've got this egg fabric that came. So all of that will go over there. Wunderbar. That is good. Good news bear. So okay, on the calendar, today is also National or International. I always say national because some of them actually say that at the beginning, but it's world. Let's call everything world. So it is Bird Feeding Day, the day to feed the birds. So I would love to see any quilts that you have with birds on them. So today, share quilts with birds on them. This is one of my favorites that we are going to do later in the year, once my bird song fabric comes in. So I brought the bird song fabric panel to show you. It'll probably be hitting shops sometime in May, depending on how shipping is, but they're looking at May. And here's my panel, which has birds, of course. There's the center of the panel, and here's the smaller. Yes. So this is there's also a pink version, but I'm going to use the fabrics from this to do this sweet little bird quilt. I don't know if I'll do the whole quilt or I'll do like maybe, 9 blocks for a wall hanging, something, but we'll sew that together after the fabric comes in. And that is a free pattern from Riley Blake. So I have linked it down below in the description box so that you can go and pick it up and go get the pattern, because it is so darling, so darling. All right, what else do I have? I have, drum roll, an almost finish, which I will plan to get done in the next day or so, which is the Joyful Journal. And here is my February. All I have to do is there. All I have to do is the word love and then the little arrows for 2 of the hearts on the side. There's like a little arrow stitched in black, and that's why I've got the black thread threaded up on there, and I am ready to go. One of the things I noticed is that this is a bit more open weave 14 count canvas that I'm doing, then more open weave than I'm doing for the folk art flowers. And so it didn't have as deep or as good a coverage as I would have liked probably for that red. So I'm going to show you, I guess the different manufacturers have different, you know, have a different count, have their same count rather. The weave is a little bit different. This weave appears to be a little bit tighter. So like everything seems to do a better coverage on this particular fabric. So I'm going to have to research that. Those of you who know cross stitch fabric weaves, I only want to use 14 count, or I basically won't be doing this. This works for me. You know, I have to sort of get in my groove for what works. So I need to know if 14 counts are different by manufacturer or quality. But this is the folk art flower, so I'm going to go, as soon as I finish the Valentine one, I have to put a little border on it and make the little quilt for the stand, and I'll show you that. But the flowers, I am going to get back to this now. So I'm working on that one, and I need to, so this month then I will also then start the March journal, which she put a picture, the designer did such a great job. She put a picture of the March one. So cute, all those little shamrocks. I love it. And it says March 17th. So that is what I'm doing with the cross stitch. That is moving along. I also got all 4 blocks for the Stronger Together. So all these sort of, these blocks here, I've been calling them lanterns. I think it's another name, but they're all done. So I do need to get those into the bin off of my counter here. Also got a lot of, I also have some other stuff on my counter, which is, I have 2 bins to clear out. One was the Happy Everything. So this bin now, the stuff is on top, has to be put away, has to be put somewhere. And then I also have the Woodland Wonderland bin, and that has to be emptied and put away. So those are things that I need to get done, because, you know, if you just let them go, they just sort of pile up, and all of a sudden you have a bin with old stuff in it that you're not using, or 2 bins. Like for me now, both those projects have been done for over a week, 2 weeks now, and I still haven't emptied the bins, but I have other things sort of stacked around. Yeah, that's where the messes come in, and that's where it becomes, if you don't stay on top of it, I find it becomes a little overwhelming, because all of a sudden you've got 4 bins of old stuff, and you've got fabric you've got to resort and put backwards, you know, in its color bins. Yeah, and plus, you know, I have to fix this Secret Life bin, because it has become, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know how I got so messy with that one. All right, we're going to pop over to the other side, because I want to show you what I've done on the Valentine sew along. Yes! And then I want to show you a peek at my newest book, because this is my copy, and I haven't opened it yet because I want to open it with you. So we're going to go to the other side here. Okay, before we talk about this, I want to show you the blocks here from Kimberly at the Fat Quarter Shop. She is doing the Sweet Dreams with me, and she is using a very small set of colors from the cookbook fabric line by Lori Holt. And so what she did is she did a subset of all the colors, and they're basically the, you know, sort of red, white, and blue. And it's that summery blue towards navy, which is so cool. So her blocks are just gorgeous. So she's sewing along and showing these on her Friday live streams. Thank you, Kimberly. Mwah. What do we have? I have done the top. So I got the whole top done. And now I want to get it basted up and have it ready so that I can just do some quilting on it in the evenings. You know, like when the last hour of the evening that I sew, I will go ahead and put that, get that ready to, I think I'm going to do just the wave stitch across it, because that's kind of relaxing. If I'm doing that, I can put something on my tablet and put the tablet right here on top of the machine, and then just do that wave stitch, because you're just doing basically straight rows, and be done with it. And I want to show you wave stitch that I did on this heart quilt that I linked to the other day. I'll link it to you again. We did these last year. But here I did the wave stitch and I did it on the diagonal. So you can really see it down in the light part. There we go. I think you can see it. Isn't that cool? So that worked out. Now, if this were going to be used more heavily, I personally would want to cross hatch it in the middle again to just not have such a big space. I think the batting handles that much space. I just would prefer it to be quilted again, but it's done. It's so cute, right? So cute. I need more walls. I need more walls so I can hang stuff. Okay, we do have a couple more things here. One is Suzanne's stickers. Can you see them? I got them all on. Thank you again, Suzanne. This is amazing. Not just a place, a community. And I put the thread in the heart and then the Sloan Zone on the top. And so I can leave this over here. So for the most part, I think you can see it. And the last thing I have is I did get all four from the trimmings from these hearts. I got all four little blocks done, which I'm going to do a pillow. So I'm going to take and put a little sashing, like maybe a 1-inch sashing between all of them. I have a bluebird outside. It's our day. It's feed the birds, and I have a suet thing outside, and there's a bluebird sitting there. So they're so pretty. They're so blue. Okay, so I have these four done. And I did the binding. So those of you who know, I love the look of scrappy binding, but I rarely make scrappy binding. So I have scrappy binding because I'm just using this layer cake. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. I got the book, my book. Let's pull the ribbon off. Cover off. Ta-da! There it is. So fun. And there's a little card inside. So let me just show you a few pictures today. And you can go and pre-order this. So there's a link down below. It's over at Amazon. You can do a pre-order. So this is all table runners and table toppers. So that there are pretty things that are, you know, easy, fun, but super effective. So look how gorgeous that one turned out. And there you can see the runner, the whole runner. This one, my buddy Cindy quilted, and she did such an amazing job. Okay, let me show you a couple more. Here's some super cute placemats that can go along with this super cute topper. Love those colors. How about a braid? Braids are like one of my favorite things, and they are so easy and fun to do. You do them a bit oversized and then you trim them down. Look at that. Let me show you one more. There's tea time. And there's a little bit of theme running all through the book, which I will tell you about more when we get going. And look, the little bird for today. All right, my friend, it is time for your Secret Liza color block. And let me know what you are doing. Let me know how you're doing with your projects. Give me a status. Click the like button and the subscribe. I love you. Mwah. See you online.